Nothing remains constant here. Nothing remains still. Heat, light, pressure, even the salts, ever changing. Yet they live, breathing and growing, ancient and diverse, evolved to thrive in their salty, harsh homes. Seaweeds have caught the attention of scientists. They are emerging as the new super crops.
सीवीड तो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि we can say it is god of sea.
In a nutshell, I should call it a seaweed wonder, not seaweed only.
Seaweed is everything to me.
सीवीड आने वाले टाइम का एक फ्यूचर पोटेंशियल है कंट्री के लिए.
Seaweed is more of a what do you call omnipresent everywhere, but not known to people.
East of the Indian mainland, a chain of islands floating in the Bay of Bengal.
This institute, along with several other institutes, are trying to understand the locations that are possible for undertaking commercial scale cultivation.
A specialized group of seaweed scientists is traveling to Mayabandar. It's an island so remote that it takes multiple modes and endless hours to reach.
This is a new area where we are trying for cultivation. Some parameters immediately will analyze in site itself, and remaining parameter will take to the Port Blair.
The square rafts bobbing in the ocean are the seaweed farms, planted 30 days ago. The scientists are back to see how their crop is faring. The scorching sun above, the salty water around. These are specialized scientists at work. For the next few hours, they will be observing, collecting samples and data. The crab is lowered. Its jaws clamp the sediment on the ocean bed. This data is crucial for the farming of seaweed in the shallow waters near the shore. Water and air temperatures are recorded, time and tide noted. The composition of salts, minerals, and oxygen in water needs to be studied. This instrument measures the salinity on the spot.
23, salinity is 23. We are going to preserve the samples first, so that we can preserve the animals. Then we are analysis in the microscope.
Invisible to the eye, this water contains microscopic algae, bacteria, and a myriad life forms, each integral to the health of this marine ecosystem. Its presence and diversity crucial to seaweed cultivation. This multi-branched red seaweed is Kappa ficus. It's been domesticated for cultivation. Kappa ficus, commercially important, is central to the blue revolution these scientists are striving for. This expedition is integral to the feasibility and environmental impact of the seaweed farming to be undertaken here.
And my dream is all the 9 coastal states of this country and all the 4 union territories where the ocean shares the borders, all those places seaweed cultivation has to grow.
On the west coast is the island of Diu. Its wide and shallow shores with gentle wave action are another promising location for seaweed farming.
हमारे यहाँ जो हमने जो CSIR ने जो एनालाइज किया तो उस हिसाब से 30% तक को उसमें यील्ड मिल रहा है। तो ये सीवीड कल्टीवेशन से उनको बहुत फ़ायदा होगा और फिशरमैन का भी रिस्पॉन्स बहुत ही अच्छा है।
I'm so happy that government in 2020 has unveiled under Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana a special status for seaweed cultivation. A special budget has been basically allocated. And that's a real first step in the direction of promoting seaweeds in this country.
Driving the seaweed revolution in India is the premier scientific organization, CSIR-CSMCRI, the Central Salt and Marine Chemicals Research Institute.
We have a huge long coastline, something around 8,000 including Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep. For any kind of exploration or research, you first need to know what we have, what as a country we have.
CSMCRI is only, I think, a research institute which surveyed the entire coastline from a 0.5 meter depth to up to 30 meter depth where seaweeds can occur. Tamil Nadu and Gujarat are really rich in seaweed diversity.
Without roots, stems, leaves or flowers, seaweeds are the champions of photosynthesis. They breathe oxygen into the ocean as they use sunlight to cook sugars. To survive in their harsh homes, they synthesize chemicals that are unique and invaluable. Unknown to most of us, seaweeds have been a part of our daily lives. From our toothpastes, creams, lotions, puddings, ice creams, and even our clothes, seaweeds are also present in jams, juices, and medicines.
They are nothing but it's adhesive, jelly-like substance. It's like paste-like.
Seaweeds are used in more than 400 types of industries globally. Even the agar used in laboratories comes from seaweeds.
In the movie, some of the lead characters are also only coming in the, the real names. But once the movie gets completed, then there's a long list of names that have been associated with it. Seaweeds belong in that category, I would say.
Seaweeds are the only resource for certain compounds, and we don't have resources. So basically we are importing it. By cultivating it, a lot of revenue will be saved, which our government is spending for import.
On the very edge of southeast India lies Rameswaram. This is where seaweed farming and research has been gathering momentum. This is the Gulf of Mannar. The Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, and the Indian Ocean converge here. Their confluence leads to an upsurge in nutrients, making it India's hotspot for seaweeds. Villages of fishing communities dot coastal areas. Like in many other villages of this area, fisherwomen of Sambai have also been farming seaweeds since 2005.
எங்கள் தாத்தா பாட்டி எங்கள் அப்பா அம்மா இவங்கெல்லாம் மீன்பிடி தொழிலில் மட்டும்தான் முன்னாடி வேலை பார்த்துக்கிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. மீன்பிடி தொழில் பண்ணிக்கிறதுக்கு எல்லாம் மீனோட வளர்ச்சி கம்மியாயிருச்சு. எங்கள் அப்பா அம்மா தான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு இந்த பாசி வளர்த்தாங்க. கல்யாணம் பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் நானும் எங்கள் ஹஸ்பண்டும் சேர்ந்து இந்த பாசி வளர்ப்பை வளர்த்துக்கிட்டு வர்றோம்.
Bird calls fill the air. humidity is high. The bamboo rafts near the shore are their seaweed farms, soaking in the sun, floating in the salty water.
Some of the women were desperately looking for financial freedom, and seaweed came as a sweet surprise for them.
நான் இந்த பாசியாக தான் போட்டுக்கிட்டு இருப்பேன். எங்கள் வீட்டுக்காரர் அது ரொம்ப உழைச்சி எங்களுக்கு இதில் இருந்து வர வருமானத்தை நாங்கள் சாப்பிட்டுக்குருவோம், எந்த இதுகளுக்கும் செஞ்சுக்கிருவோம், போய்க்கிருவோம். இந்த வருமானம் எங்களுக்கு இருக்குது, போதுமான வருமானம் எங்களுக்கு போதும்.
The women work quietly and efficiently. Their crop of kadal pasi, seaweed in Tamil, is ready for harvest. They untie the nylon ropes, lift off the slimy green crop, glistening, moist, fresh. The crop that has been adding to their income.
இந்த பாசி வளர்ப்பு வந்ததுல இருந்து நாங்க ரொம்ப ஹாப்பியா இருக்கோம்.
The Marine Algal Research Station, MARS, in Mandapam, established in 1967, a unique center dedicated to seaweed and its cultivation.
The story started with a small twig. For the Kappa ficus, the story started with a small twig.
A 20-gram twig of Kappa ficus came to India from Japan. Even in the 1990s, Kappa was in high demand globally. Two visionary scientists of the CSMCRI, Dr. O.P. Meyer and Dr. K. Iswaran, achieved something truly remarkable.
He was maintaining a fragment of plant in a polythene bag which has a lot of perforation. That was kept in the sea. That helped to grow the plant. Say a few gram of material to few kg of material in few weeks period.
In a few months, the tiny twig of Kappa ficus had grown to a few hundred kilograms.
Then we said, why not we do cultivation? And rest is a history.
The scientists swung into action. Cultivation methods were tried and tested, each aspect critically examined.
It seems very easy now, but it was not then. And when our research started, literally nothing was known.
Rope dimensions, rope material, the nature of the material that needs to be used for rope so that it can come for a more number of cycles. The biology side of it was fantastic. How the seaweeds can be grown and then sensitized in the lab and then taken back into the field.
With the process of cultivation tested in the lab and in the sea, it was time to take the domesticated crop to the fisherwomen. The fisherwomen in the coastal villages of Ramanathapuram were no strangers to seaweed.
பாசி எடுக்க போகும்போது எங்களுக்கு கல் அந்த பாறையெல்லாம் கையில் வெட்டும். அதுக்கு நாங்கள் துண்டு இதுக்கு போட்டால் தான் நாங்கள் பாசி எடுக்க முடியும், இல்லைன்னா கையில் அறுத்து ரத்தம் வந்துடும்.
I just couldn't believe my eyes. They were wearing the goggles and they just dive into the ocean. Amazing grit.
Harvesting seaweed is hazardous, but for these fisherwomen, this has been a reliable source of income since generations. Their collection has a ready market. The demand is high, supply limited.
Wild harvest is not the sustainable way of seaweed cultivation. Roughly 95% of the seaweeds which are now currently available in the market, they are only cultivated. It's only 5% which is basically wild harvested.
The scientists and technical staff motivated and trained the fisherwomen to start farming seaweed.
You have to basically communicate in their level which is easily comprehensible to them, and then elevate their levels. And my scientists did that job phenomenally.
When we introduced that cultivation, they are really surprised. So whether it is possible to see the sea, so you need not go into the deeper water. You can go in that knee-deep water only, and absolutely no fertilizer is required, no pesticide is required. So it will grow. So in such a way we have convinced them.
Commercial farming was being undertaken by fisherwomen in India for the very first time. The technology was simple, the women quick to learn. A framework of bamboo poles, 40 kilograms of seedling tied to the nylon ropes, a net at the bottom to keep the grazing fish away. Their crop would grow 5 times in just 45 days on their floating farms anchored to the shallow shore. For 9 months each year, the women could farm seaweed. From each harvest, they used 40 kilograms for seeding the next crop and sold the rest.
ஒரு கயரை நாங்கள் பிடிச்சி என்னால் தூக்க முடியாது, எங்கள் பையன் தான் தூக்கிட்டு வந்து போடுவான். அவ்வளோ ஒவ்வொரு டொயினுக்கு, இந்த ஒரு டொயினுக்கு முட்டு இருக்குல்ல, இப்போ இவ்வளோ இருந்துச்சு.
They were very happy, and absolutely hundreds of people. So in 2013 it was 1,500 people have cultivated this algae. Earlier, before cultivation, lived in a small hut and struggling for the day-to-day food. Now they are conveniently living and in a good own houses, value of several lakhs rupees.
என் குழந்தைகளை நல்லா படிக்க வைக்கிறேன், நல்ல ஸ்கூலில் படிக்க வைக்கிறேன். எங்கள் இந்த சொசைட்டியில் நாங்களும் இப்போ கர்வமாக வளர்கிறோம். திரும்பி சொல்லுங்களா?
எங்களுக்கு மொத்த வருமானம் ஒரு 20,000 ரூபா வரும். ரெண்டு பையன், 2 பொண்ணு 2 பையன். எனக்கு 4 பேரும் நல்லபடியாக கல்யாணம் முடிச்சு கொடுத்து, அதுகளுக்கு இடம் வாங்கி கொடுத்து, அதுக்கு வீடு வாசல் கட்டி நல்லா இருக்குதுங்க.
Elsie, sir, I have constructed one more floor in my house. And when they were telling, if you see their eyes, they are brimming with kind of a pride. It's not with joy, it's with pride.
Seaweed production was changing lives. The production was increasing. The year 2014 saw a setback. Seaweed crop was hit by a disease the world over.
Seaweed is very touchy material. The 2014 setback is a very, very classic setback, where a small change in the nature's effects can jeopardize the whole seaweed cultivation scenarios.
So we started our research, we started our thinking. We have developed one technology called tissue culture.
Tissue culture labs are like operation theatres. No germs can be allowed here.
We are bringing the seaweed from its natural habitat to laboratory conditions. The entire environmental conditions are created here. Temperature, pH, salinity, and we are also providing the aeration.
Inside each of these bottles is a mini ocean. Seawater treated with ultraviolet rays to kill any pathogens, filtered to remove any impurities.
You know, in farming, growth is important parameter, but in seed, growth is not at all important. The importance is viability and regeneration.
Ideal conditions for growth are created in the laboratory, and then the best varieties are carefully selected and multiplied.
Then after that, each parameter we have optimized parameter. Then we will do a large scale. So we can consider as a novel method for seed development.
Through this, we could able to produce from the single plant of 100 gram, 300 to 400 superior quality plant, and we have supplied this to the farmers. It worked well, very well in the sea. They said that 20%, 30% growth is higher in the field. We have proved in R&D manner to produce 20,000, 30,000 such seedlings per day and supply to the farmers.
Could seaweed agriculture not harm the marine web of life? Could the species, termed non-native by some, not become invasive?
This species has been here since so many years and it has never caused any damage. The kind of damage people are talking, it has never caused.
And simply telling a kind of an image that no, seaweed cultivation is going to have a kind of an environmental implication, I think, it is not acceptable. At least researchers like us, we cannot accept that unless otherwise it is scientifically validated.
What scientists have validated is this: expanding seaweed farming on the coast of India would have multiple benefits, not only in terms of livelihood, food security and income generation, but even environmental and ecological benefits. Seaweed farming and research has not remained confined to Kappa ficus. Several other varieties are being grown along the coasts of India, like Glacilaria and Solaria. These species, rich in carrageenan and agar, have huge demand and can lead to an additional income of nearly 15,000 rupees per month for the farmers.
And then besides cultivation, besides processing, besides making money, the science also is really exciting.
The search for new varieties, novel compounds, fresh applications and technologies. The arrival of every new batch of seaweeds harvested from the wild brings new possibilities.
अपनी नॉर्मल क्रॉप्स होती है जिनमें इम्प्रूव्ड वेराइटीज़ है, वैसी वेराइटीज़ हम लोग सीवीड में भी डेवलप कर सकें.
The team induces mutations by exposing the plants to different stress conditions and then selects the varieties that perform better. Higher productivity, better growth, disease resistance, and greater expression of desired compounds is what the team seeks.
तो अभी हम ट्रीट करेंगे, प्रोजेनी को सिलेक्ट करेंगे, उसके ग्रोथ एसेस करेंगे और जो इम्प्रूव्ड वेराइटीज होगी उनको एक बार हम आगे बढ़ाएंगे.
Every seaweed has a fantastic biology and biochemistry, and that's the kind of an excitement that the seaweed biosciences offers.
Could seaweed add to human nutrition and well-being? Would algae that thrive in the harsh saline world not have unique compounds to boost human health? This odorless green seaweed can be eaten raw. Its protein content higher than paneer and even meats. There is evidence that in nutrition, marine algae could win over carrots, eggs, even spinach.
मैं कह सकते हैं कि हम एक कैरेट की बजाय हम कुछ mg सीवीड को लेकर के हम जो है उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट पूरी कर सकते हैं.
The goodness of seaweeds in a capsule could be the next big breakthrough from this national laboratory.
हमारे पास इतने सीवीड हैं और डेफिनेटली इसमें पेटेंट्स आएंगे और अच्छे पेटेंट्स आएंगे.
Multiple super specialist teams are tackling diverse aspects of seaweeds, including processing technologies and byproducts. Freshly harvested seaweed, when crushed, yields a nutrient-rich liquid that makes a promising biostimulant.
बायोस्टिमुलेंट एक ऐसा मॉलिक्यूल्स होता है किसी भी प्लांट्स के अंदर, जब हम उसको यूज़ करते हैं दूसरे प्लांट्स के ऊपर तो उसकी ग्रोथ को इम्प्रूव कर सकता है, उसके डिजीज़ टॉलरेंस को इम्प्रूव कर सकता है, उसके हार्मोन्स को एक्टिवेट कर सकता है.
The effect of seaweed biostimulant on agricultural crops is being studied pan-India.
So not only in India, biostimulant from the seaweed has been done for the first time in the world by the CSIR-CSMCRI.
The parameters were growth, fruiting, disease resistance and soil bacteria. The results have been nothing short of spectacular.
We have had trials carried out in collaboration with about 43 agricultural institutes, including ICAR and state agricultural universities, in which we carried out multi-crop trials, multi-locational trials.
I was so happy. In 20 different states, our results were showing the increase in the crop yield, something like around 12% to 37%. So it creates a phenomenal additional value for the farmer's income.
A 12 to 37% increase in farm productivity, a direct positive impact on food security. By replacing toxic pesticides and chemical fertilizers, seaweed-based farm products can go a long way in better health, better nutrition and better environment.
I sometimes say seaweed miracle because we have developed it as a animal feed additive, and this is for growing cattles, milch dairy cattles, for increasing the calcium content of the milk. It reduces the methane emission from the ruminant animals. Methane emission from cattle is a major source of greenhouse emission in country like India, where the cattle population is very high.
Seaweed farming holds a promise. If just 5% of India's existing coastal fishing population gets engaged in farming seaweed, then 1.75 lakh people would get sustainable, assured income. This would also lead to the setting up of new industries, contribute to national GDP, enhance ocean productivity, increase carbon sequestration, and reduce global warming. Steered by the innovative seaweed scientists, the farmers of the sea can lead India into the magnificent blue revolution.